Another alleged gameplay video. Watch Dogs on the Xbox One, and I've just finished it. I've just finished the story in the last 5 minutes. Sat through the credits, the all-important credits. Nice little kind of moral choice as well at the end. I won't give too much away in case you've never played it. But yeah, what do I think of it? Well, it looks nice. No getting away from that. It looks pretty. I think it's run okay without any issues or any major bugs. I think it crashed once on me. How do we get out of here? Ah, okay. So yeah, inevitably it has to be compared to GTA 5, I suppose. And there was a lot of hype about this game when it first came out. Again, when things get hyped up too much and when people get a little bit hysterical, I tend to stay away from the circus. I really do. Let's see if we can find a boat. Let's be respectable and park this car right on top of a junction. Yeah. What do I think of it in comparison to GTA? Now the story initially I felt was a little bit disjointed, maybe a little bit weak, but as things progressed and everything else, I was pretty much okay with it, to be honest with you. And the ending I thought was quite good, because it's quite a kind of downbeat, prosaic ending. It's nothing as deep or spectacular as you might be expecting. The whole reason behind all the issues and all the problems is quite interesting. As you can see, it looks really good. It's a charming game. So yeah, the story does get better as things go on. The gameplay, the combat and all that, I like all that. You've got a little skill tree going on there as well, which is a nice thing. Doesn't feel immediate or crucial, if I'm honest. The real weakness for me kind of comes in with the, for example, let's take the issue about weapons and guns and everything else. You do have gun shops like GTA, but to be honest with you, I've hardly had to visit them. There seems to be like an overabundance of weapons and ammo and everything else, and it wasn't that long into the game that I could afford and have access to pretty much every single weapon. So that was a bit disappointing, because there really wasn't a lot of strategy going into you know, certain missions and everything else. And unlike GTA, where you would have to buy armor and put quite a bit of thought into what you were going to do. So although initially once you start it kind of all sounds good and everything else, you quickly begin to realise that I don't really need to go. I honestly don't really need to go to the gun shop. You know, you have a battle, various items are dropped and ammo, and it seems to be too generous. So there's that aspect to it. And also the money situation. The money is a bit too easy, and you know, with what I've just said about the gun shops and everything else, that kind of negates the whole purpose of worrying about money. You know, you just hack random people, and you just hack their bank accounts. So it's kind of really easy, and it's not something that's really necessary. You don't feel it's crucial to progress through the game. What else? Should we get that bridge? Let's lift that bridge up. Apart from that, really, I suppose it's been I don't know, I suppose it's been okay. I mean, I've enjoyed the combat side of it, as I've said. The audio, obviously the audio, especially the soundtrack, is nowhere near on par with GTA 5. I spoke to a guy recently about this, and he got quite defensive about everything being compared to GTA 5. But inevitably, if you're going to go into this kind of arena, you know, it has to be, really. And also thinking about that, because it's you know, Ubisoft and the obligatory towers, and you open up the map, every collectible you can see, and rather than something being a surprise, that kind of becomes more like a chore, if that makes any kind of sense. But I may return to it. I mean, I finished the story, the main story. I didn't find the facial animations as good as GTA 5 as well. That was another thing. But I might return to it. I've got some side quests, like the missing persons to do, and there's so many things to do, collectibles and everything else. So yeah, but it's been good. It's been enjoyable. It got more enjoyable after about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours into it, 6 hours into it maybe. I began to really sort of get into the zone and really enjoy it. But it's a shame that there's little kind of strategy, and the whole hacking process and all that was not as deep, and certainly not as involved as maybe we were led to believe in the run up and the hype to the release of this one. So I don't know what number 2 is like. Might be good. I've no idea. Never really watched anything about it. I haven't got a clue really. But yeah, this was Xbox Live. This was a gold freebie. That's the only reason why I've got it. But I've enjoyed it. And as I've always said, look at it. I mean, look at the environment, the city, and everything else. It's looks. What are you doing? What are you doing, you silly sod? Looks glorious. Absolutely wonderful, and I always appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a good blast. Where are we going? I like this lighthouse over here. This is where the final scene takes place. Literally in the last 10 minutes I've just finished the whole game. But you guys take care of yourselves. Watch Dogs on the Xbox One. Definitely worth a blast if you're an open world kind of enthusiast. Definitely worth a blast. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.